think we're live right now. Think we are good. We good. We are Gucci good. 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 I like it. Make sure. Yep, that looks live to me. You can hear my voice alright too. Yeah, this is no echo in the microphone. Well, at least I know new webcam that I got. But hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LuigiStriker here. I'm back with another awesome Minecraft related stream. And in this stream today, I'm gonna be going. I'm doing my full in-depth showing of the Frozen Orion, like the new Christmas coaster that I got made into Minecraft recently, and for sure this is probably one of the best Christmas coasters I've ever made. Like sure, King of the Winter and what was the other one I did? Oh yeah, Top Row Chiller. Those two are pretty good too, but I don't think they definitely do not compare to what I did for the Giga Coaster. So it's gonna be like so pretty much I'm gonna be talking about like how it really came to be, and like I'm showing fully in depth detail how like I'm gonna try talking about as much as I can for around the time that I'm planning on going for in this live stream here. So here, let me give you a little bit of a little description of what this video is gonna be like. So here we go. So the Frozen Orion is a new for 2019 Christmas coaster on the LuigiStriker's realm, and it looks so freaking good. And I was massively blown away at how it turned out. In this stream, I'll be going at full depth detail, like I've already said. I won't even having any script or anything like that to look at. It's just going to be me talking about the ride and mostly like how I did the things for this ride. And I'll be a part of the stream. If any people are on the live stream, I'll allow you guys to ask questions about this ride, if there will be any. And my guess is I'll be taking this will be taking around 20 to 30 minutes or so. And this will also be the first stream where I finally have a webcam, as you can see. Hello, everybody. Yeah, so I finally got an awesome webcam for Christmas. That was like one of the really things I was very excited about, so I'm really happy about that. And so yeah, pretty exciting, isn't it? So thank you to all the people once again who came on the building streams for this ride, and thanks to the people who helped me as well. And make sure to like and subscribe for more awesome Minecraft coaster videos in the future in my channel of awesome content. And make sure to put on the notifications if you haven't already done so. Okie dokie. So I guess without further ado, I guess I don't really have anything else to really say. I guess we'll start talking about this ride, shall we? So as you can see here, if I go fly up, you see all of the amazing detail. Like, so let's first do like a big overhead view of like what this ride looks like. So as you can see here, we got the humongous entranceway for the Frozen Orion here with the words "The Frozen" on top of it, and I really did not want to change anything about the original logo of the ride just because I knew it would be way too difficult to actually change anything of the original logo, so I just kept it though like the way it is, and I just put the words "The Frozen" on top of it. I'm surprised that a lot of you guys were actually like excited about the logo the most, which really did surprise me, but hey, you guys can be excited about whatever the frick you want. I'm not judging a whole lot. And so as you can see, nothing's really changed. It's all completely lit up and stuff like that. And obviously we got the words up here. And this was probably one of the last things I did on camera, I believe. It's definitely one of the last things that I did on camera. And yeah, here, let me actually do our nice big overview of what the whole ride looks like. Oh yeah, big overview. And definitely a lot of you guys were definitely seemed to be a couple people that were very excited about the Elsa statue over there. And yes, I was very excited about making that too. And there's other awesome things as you just look around this whole ride here. It's just like, doesn't it just look phenomenal? Like you can't imagine like how long this probably took for me to do. Trust me, this was the process of making this, man. It was crazy to go and make all of this here for sure. So how about let's kind of start talking. So let's go a little bit more in depth detail with this entranceway here. So the entranceway, yes, it has been completely changed. I don't really think there's nothing really about the same about the entranceway whatsoever. Like literally, like everything in this entranceway is probably like changed besides the O in the middle. Because obviously, I'm not gonna even try attempting to change the middle part here. Because like I said, I don't want to change any parts of the logo because that'd be a little too difficult, and I don't feel like doing that. No. But yeah, so I think polished andesite was turned into not blue ice, so it was packed ice it was changed into, and I believe the chiseled stone was turned into chiseled quartz, and I believe normal stone blocks was changed into quartz. So not too shabby. Can you turn my I can hardly hear you with my volume fully up. Are you tired? I don't feel tired. Is the audio not good enough? Let's see. Well, the audio, well, the mic is up all the way. Maybe I'm a little tired. I might be. I don't know. I don't look like I'm tired. I think I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, the mic is fully up, mate. I mean, I guess also, the Logitech thing is not on all the way, but yeah, it should be okay. I could probably turn that down a little bit if we wanted to. I don't know how much that's really gonna affect it or not. Yeah, it looks fine to me. No worries, Mr. Layfun. Maybe I'm just not talking close enough to the microphone over here. Maybe that's why you can't hear me. Anyway, so yeah, also, actually, there was one thing that wasn't changed. The light blue glass. Yes, so the light blue glass and the O in the middle were the things that were not changed. Just because the light blue glass looked good already, but the white glass here that used to be here before, yes, that was changed into blue glass to really fit well with the Frozen theme there. Because, like, when I decided to change the glass color, they're like, sure, white, like, looked okay with it, but, like, oh my gosh, blue looked so much better, like, with the light blue. I really like that color design here. It really makes this whole entranceway here very much frozen up, and I really like this entranceway here a lot. And, of course, around the entranceway, we have all our amazing trees that we put all these different wool block ornaments around, and, of course, you got the awesome rainbow ice spikes all around the ride. And, of course, the big towers here have the full like rainbow like glass like detail like all around the ride, and it looks pretty dang awesome. And I was thinking about like maybe putting like candy canes all around like the entranceway here. Like that maybe would have made the entranceway look a little bit cooler. But since there's a lot of trees kind of close to this entranceway anyways here, and I think I already been doing enough detail for the ride anyways, I just didn't really feel like putting candy canes there. But still, I think this looked really awesome. And also I decided not to go and light up every single tree, because if I did that, then this ride would not be out right now, because I had to be doing probably snow blocks, like I had to be like putting snow like like snow blocks under every one of these trees here, and I would not want to do that. So that's why I didn't like the trees are not lit up whatsoever at night. But that's why we kind of have the ice spikes around the trees here, so they can kind of like light up a little bit, like the ones that are close to the ice spikes, you know. And how about I quickly just talk about the ice spikes really quickly. So yeah, all of these ice spikes around here, I mostly I based some of them off of just random pictures of like ice spikes, like in an ice spike biome or something like that. But some of them I actually just designed on my own, because I was kind of like getting I was getting the hang of like knowing how to actually design ice spikes here. So yeah, so most of these here actually on this side here, because I believe actually I was doing most of like the ones of the ice spike biome on the other side over there, but this side here was actually probably some more of my original designs here. So not too shabby looking. And of course we try having like more and more like different colors. Like we try not making it the same colors close to each other. Like I just kept it going down with the rainbow pattern all along that. I believe it ended up with lime over there, and we started with red on that side over there. So not too shabby. We got some like little ones here, and also we got some like big ones every like now and then. And are you sure? Yeah, Nathan, I can hear myself perfectly fine. There's something about your volume, mate. I can hear myself perfectly fine, buddy. So yeah, little ice spikes here and there, and some like the ice spikes like this, I don't even have to put sea lanterns in, because you can't really even put sea lanterns in them at all. So like, what the frick is the point? Oh, let's see what to make it look weird or something like that. Probably not. And then over here, as you can see, is definitely, this is an original like design here. It's not even really an ice spike, obviously. It's like a little like ice castle thing here. And yes, you can actually go in it. There's a little staircase here, and you can go all the way up here, walk across, and also you can go down all the way here as well. So, and of course, also right after that, we have our two big rainbow spike towers on both of the sides over there. And then of course we go all around here, and we just keep going with the awesome ice spike design, and we eventually come over to here with this nice ice spike star here. And also, if any of you guys remembered, at the end of my transformation stream, I forget exactly which one it was, but there was one transformation stream where I was showing off like some of like the really cool stuff like in the Mindplex Christmas lobby, and like one of the cool things that I kind of showed off was if you went to the top of the Christmas tree, there's this awesome, nice, big, like, yellow star there. And I actually used that yellow star there for Test Track, and also used that star from Test Track, and I created it into a nice little ice sculpture here. And I put, like, instead of, like yellow glass around it, I put, nice light blue, excuse me, nice light blue glass all around the thing, and it looks pretty nice. I really like the nice ice spike star. It looks really, 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 really nice. I really like that lots and lots. So if we keep going here, more and more awesome ice spikes. Most of these are my original. Didn't have to look at pictures or whatsoever. Then we go over to here, and we have another ice little castle thing here. So yes, there's two ice castle things on both sides of the ice spikes here. So yes, you can also go inside these ones too. It has a little bit of a different design. Yes, so we have like sea lanterns like on all four corners, and a staircase actually in the middle of it. And then you can go across here, and it's the same thing here. You have a staircase in the middle and sea lanterns all around the outside there. And it actually were high enough, so I didn't have to deal with putting any snow blocks on the ground or anything like that. So that's really nice. So yeah, so also you enter through both of these like under like the like overarching like pathway, something like that. Then after these two little ice spikes here, we go over to these nice ice spike towers here. And I will say right off the bat is you cannot go up these. I don't know why I decided to not make you not be able to go up these, but that's just how I designed it. And I don't really know like why the heck I decided to do this in the back here. I just thought it'd just be boring just to have normal like ice spikes in the back of the ride. So I just made some towers and made them like the four like the not four. Can Luigi count for once in his life? The six main like color of the rainbows there. Like got red, yellow, red, orange. Don't forget the orange TheLuigiStriker. Oh my gosh. So red, orange, yellow, lime, blue, and purple. Not too shabby. And of course, after like another two like ice spikes there, we have this another like little castle here, but this one's a little bit different design as you can see here, because instead of it just kind of like going like across or something like that, it actually like just has like a little bit of like a curve to it and attaches to the other one, and they're also pretty close together too, and they're also pretty small, like small enough that I actually had to go and put like a snow block there, and also like a snow block here and a snow block there, just because like the sea lanterns were getting rid of the snow, and I wanted to make sure like there was no grass revealed like in the snowy kind of part of this ride here. I had to make sure to put snow blocks for each and every one of those. Okay. So sorry, I'm getting the burps. I ate 8 pieces of pizza recently. Yeah, you heard me right. 8. I love pizza. Don't judge. Uh, so actually over here is actually some more original ice spike designs here. They're pretty nice looking. I'm kind of like this stuff. There was an interesting one I designed. I don't know how the heck this came in my mind. Then if we eventually go over here past all these ice spikes here, we have this nice ice sculpture of this O here. You're probably like, why the frick did LuigiStriker making like a nice sculpture out of an O? What the frick are they thinking? He's such a freaking... Well, I will explain myself. So, this actually O is supposed to represent like the part of the O in the Orion logo for Orion, or you could say the Frozen Orion in this case, since like the O is made in nice ice. So like obviously like the inside texture there was made of nice packed ice, and of course the outside was made of some blue ice there. So not too shabby. And also if we go on the other side here, is obviously like lit up, so actually like there's some kind of like lighting effect there, which kind of makes it look a little bit cooler if I do say so myself. So yeah, that's kind of like how I came up with that. It's just nothing really too special about that. It's just kind of like copying over an O, not kind of, it was copying over an O from the Orion logo over there, so pretty nice. More and more original ice spike designs here. Of course, you got this like the third rainbow tower there. We got the back of Elsa's dress here, as you can see. So yeah, in the video, in the POV video, I don't really like show this off like in much detail, but I'll go into more detail of how the Elsa statue was made later. But right now, I'm doing ice spikes, and of course, right behind Elsa's dress here, we have another little ice castle here. Then, and also it's also another kind of different design here, because instead of like going in just like a curve like this, or like just going like at a diagonal like that, it goes in like some kind of like little S curve thing, like kind of like an element of a roller coaster. Like, because I know there's an element of an S, because I know there's an element called an S curve, so it's pretty nice looking. Of course, you got sea lanterns on it and some nice little light blue glass scattered around like here and there. And of course, in the middle, you have like a nice spiral staircase, and of course, over in the middle here, you also have another spiral staircase, and of course, also you can go inside these castles too, just from like under like the middle area here, and it's also not too high up off the ground. So I believe that this one here, I had to go in. Oh, I actually didn't have to use a snow block there. Interesting. I thought I totally have to use one. I guess that's high enough off the ground. All too shabby. Alright, let's just keep going. More and more and more and more ice spikes. You know the deal. But eventually, if we go all the way over here, we have this interesting looking ice sculpture thingamabob right there. And yeah, this thing here was interesting, wasn't it? So yeah, what I was trying to base this off of was kind of like Typho Dragster, like in a way, just trying to make like a mini, like a Typho Dragster, like out of ice spikes. And before I actually had glass scattered all around, like the thing here, like in a building stream. But then I decided, like, it looks like the thing is freaking grief, not actual, like, pretty or something like that. So what I decided to do is I got rid of all the glass and the supports here, and then what I did is I just kept the glass on the track here, just so I actually have some kind of like rainbow color there. So a nice ice sculpture of like Typho Dragster there that I was pretty proud about. It's a stream lagging. Excuse me, stream. You're supposed to stay alive for like 20 or 30 minutes, por favor. Or maybe even longer than that. Come on, stream. You could do that. You could do better. I'm not even playing any music whatsoever. Darn stream. Streams don't like me apparently. Of course, you got a little. So yeah, we got another little section here of nice little ice spike designs here. Got some more big ones. You got the nice fourth big rainbow ice spike there. And yes, those were not too fun to make because. So actually, before we do stop talking about the ice spikes, let me tell you the process of actually how to make one of these. And how about let's do a good example of like this ice tower here. So what you first have to do is what I had to first do is obviously I have to design like the whole like thing in general, and then I have to go inside the thing here so we can like go into spectator and I can kind of show you an example. Yes, as you can see here, there's like a bunch of sea lanterns like inside this thing. So you have to fill up the whole thing with sea lanterns here, just in case like wherever like you actually go punch out like a block or something like that, there'll actually be a sea lantern there. So you don't have to worry about like missing like a sea lantern or something like that because there'll be all sea lanterns like in there or something like that. So I had to go and do that, and after done of that, I had to go and actually punch out all the like areas and put like glass all around the thing there. So you could probably tell why these ice spikes took around like 5 to 6 hours, because having to do that process for each and every one of the ice spikes, that took ages to do for sure. I think in the video I said it took around 5 to 6 hours to do, and yeah, I was spending a really good chunk of the stream. It was one of the quiet streams that I did too, really working on that. So not too much fun. More and more mini ones, minis. Ice spikes galore, and eventually we go all the way over here to the entranceway to the little tiny ones here, and this is where we start off with a nice red ice spike here, so not too shabby. Alright, so that's pretty much like the full in-depth detail of the ice spikes around here. I'm not really sure what to talk about like with snow. Pretty much the process with doing the snow for this ride here was, so I can kind of tell you like what I started off doing in the beginning. So this is like one thing I did off camera. So there's a couple things obviously I did for this ride off camera. I definitely did not do all this ride on camera, as you can tell. So one of the things I did off camera was actually putting all the snow on top of the trees before I put the ornaments on the trees. So you had to go to every single one of these trees here. You kind of know the deal, and it took a pretty long time, and not too much fun for poor LuigiStriker here to do, having to put snow on all these trees here. And of course the other fun thing is actually putting all the wool on top of the trees. But the nice thing about actually putting all the wool on the tree is I actually went back and because actually with the snow I did that all on my own, and here's where we're gonna get the big shout out on this stream here. So like humongous shout outs to little J1 for really helping me out for this ride here, because frankly I'm pretty sure probably putting all the ornaments on the trees probably would have taken the same amount of time as maybe took around a decent length of time, kind of like how putting all the snow on the trees actually took. But with little J1's help here, I was actually able to get all the like ornaments on these trees here, and also the snow on the floor like really quickly done, and also like all the snow blocks stuff, because obviously like snow melts because of like the sea lanterns here around the ice spikes, and he helped do that as well. So it's very appreciative for him, like it's so appreciated that he was like willing like to take up his time of his day to actually willing and help me like to do that, like to get this ride done, because frankly if it was not for him, this ride would not have been like out or like released at 11:53 p.m. Central Standard Time on Christmas Day. So that's pretty awesome. I was actually able to get the video out for this on Christmas Day, like I was looking forward to. But sadly, it won't be out for Christmas Day for Eastern Standard Time, folks. But for Central Standard Time, folks, oh yeah, it was definitely out on Christmas. And also people who live in like California, something like that. Yeah, I know. Alrighty, so what else is there to really going a little bit more in depth detail about so we talked about the snow on the ground, we talked about the snow on the trees, the ornaments on all the trees, we talked about the ice spikes around here. How about let's actually talk about the ride itself, like the actual like thing of the ride, instead of all the decorations are on the ride here. So the ride itself was actually another thing that I mostly did off camera, but actually a funny little fact here is lucky people were able to see this because the streams are privated and you're not able to really see them anymore. I was actually working on transforming Orion into the Christmas Orion in my like downloading videos because of like the Kappa thing when I was really worried about it like at the time here. And during some of those live streams there, like when I got the chance, like when I was downloading pretty long videos, I would start actually changing the supports for this ride into the nice blue color that it was. And definitely for sure that I was testing out some colors to do because obviously I didn't like all, because I think at first, like, I was, like, really thinking about, like, what kind of, like, winter theme did I really want, like, this coaster to kind of, like, be in. And really, like, if I was thinking about actually doing Orion, like, the only thing that I could really think of was the only thing that would really fit a ride like this is to freeze it up. Like, before, like, I just do, like, simple. I mean, actually, most of my Christmas coasters are kind of related to freezing in a way because, like, my first one I ever did was Top Thrill Chiller, and Chiller is kind of related to freezing in a way. And King at That Winter, well, that's kind of like the one that wasn't really kind of themed to like ice or anything like that. That was just a whole like big Christmas theme and stuff like that. But definitely the Frozen Orion was definitely like I felt was a very fitting name to call it, and definitely like a really fitted like theme to do for this ride in ice. And obviously ice really worked well with it because like the decorations I did around this ride actually like really helped and fit with yeah, how this whole ride looked in general here. So also the thing I had to think about is actually like what I wanted to do for the track. And the track well, actually did not take me too long to think about. I think it only took me about like 2 or 3 minutes to really like figure out what I wanted to do for the track. So I was thinking like, cause actually before for my Christmas coasters here, cause for Taffo Chiller I did a candy cane like red and white design, and for King at the Winter I did a nice lime and white design, so a nice green kind of candy cane design. And then of course for Frozen Orion you gotta do the light blue and white design, like of course. So yeah, I had to go and replace all like every once in a while. Like obviously like so there's still some original blocks from like when it was like originally made, like the light blue blocks there. I also have to change it back like on like a February 1st, because that's the day I'm planning on to go and start changing this thing back to normal. Here, what else is there? So yeah, and once I actually had to go and change out the track here, obviously like there was some like little pizza like on tracks like here and there like where like the rails were still there, but obviously I had to go and like replace all the rails back and like put all the levers and like redstone torches and stuff like that. Really all needed to like be put back to normal and stuff like that. So the track was a pretty tedious process, like definitely keeping the pattern up throughout this whole thing here and making sure like the pattern still looks good for like like for example like the turnaround over there, like that wasn't like the most easy thing to do, keeping the pattern going. Also, this airtime hill here too was a little bit difficult just because how it kind of goes like at a steep up angle and making sure like the power just keeps on going all around like the whole entire ride there. So, I mean, obviously I prevailed as you can tell, and it turned out looking really nice in the end. So, really happy about that. And since we're actually over here right now, let's talk about the waiting line, how that was kind of coming into be. So, waiting line here is actually this was mostly just done by Little J1 because I because I had to go to bed, I believe, and I actually signed him the task to like completely like finish like changing all the polish andesite here to packed ice and put a little like blue ice, the detail like everywhere, and he blew it out of the park. Like what? Like look what he did here. Like I mean, I helped him with some of like the birch fences there, but he actually did most of like the birch fence, like iron bar changing to birch fences there, and he did a really nice job. And of course, around the ride here, I did all like the nice candy canes here. So like you start off with like with the nice like red ones you know and love for candy cane designs, but for Orion, and because like since you're kind of going around the ride right now here, like you're like kind of like in the area of the brake run and also like the station there, so I felt like it'd be fitting to go and put blue and light blue candy canes on it. So that's what I did, and I just copied a couple of them over and over again, put them all around the ride here, and also had to do some tiny ones here just because it was really close to the lift hill there. And voila, it came into nice being here. And station also here was mostly designed by little J1. He changed most of like the ice here and did like the blue ice detail in here. But it seems like we forgot to do the extra blue ice detail here on the staircase there. But it's very not noticeable though. Like you're just so amazed at like everything here, and just like not noticing like the little blue ice detail there is like not the end of the world if I miss something like that here. And also a little fun fact here is this is all polished andesite in here, but just like in the bottom part here, just to kind of like fit well with like the little 3D effect there. I felt like putting blue ice down there would like really fit it nicely. So, and also the station, I believe this was changed from light blue. No, what was it? Oh, it was changed from white. It's changed from white to blue, and the light blue colors like on the roof and like the little line all around this was completely the same. Nothing got changed from that. And of course the banners around here, since because it didn't feel like changing the banners into a different color, those are the same from the original build too. So, and yes, the clay, there used to be clay here, but now this is white powdered white powder concrete, white concrete powder. That's the right term. I was thinking about it. And of course, also here, J1 also helped with getting like the rest of the blue ice detail here done for the exit as well. And also he did change some of like the iron bars here, but I had to go and change. Yeah, I had to change like the little iron bars like under like the thing here, and also like the iron bars in the middle there, but that wasn't too big of a task. And also I decided for the brake run area here, you kind of notice like, well, why did you change the iron bars to burnt fences, LuigiStriker? Why did you not do that? You didn't actually finish the Frozen Orion. You didn't change all the iron bars. What are you doing? Well, the reason for I didn't do that just because I was lazy. Yes, sometimes you just gotta be lazy if you want to get these things done quicker. And I thought also just the iron bars looked good with the ride anyways, and I didn't feel like it needed changing, and probably changing it would have taken a decent amount of time anyways, and I don't feel like wasting that time, but I felt like changing like these birch fences, the iron bars here, the birch fences in these areas here would be good enough. Yeah, no. And also, as you see here in the exit here, we have this nice, big, awesome-looking candy cane here, and this was completely copied over from Test Track, or also when it was, I think, existed in Mindplex too. Yeah, Mindplex really was a big inspiration for making like these Christmas designs around here, because I could tell you all the Christmas designs around this thing that are from Mindplex, that I based off of Mindplex, because there's some amazing designers in Mindplex. Like they're incredible, trust me. I probably would not have been able to make this look as good as it did if it weren't for those awesome, really nice designers in Mindplex who made those awesome, really good stuff. So here, I think this candy cane here in general, I probably took like give or take 20 to 30 minutes or so. It was a pretty hard candy cane to make, because like if I were to go to Test Track, it's pretty crammed in between like the candles of Hanukkah, and like it's so crammed in, like this part, like the candy cane here actually is like literally touching the candles and stuff like that. So it was a little hard to actually, like, 'cause I had to take multiple pictures like on each of the sides of the candy cane there, so it wasn't that easy to actually make this. And obviously, as you can see here, it's pretty detailed candy cane, so that's definitely probably one of the hardest candy canes I do, but I knew I had to add it to the Frozen Orion just because it looked awesome. You know how it is. Then just simple little candy cane designs leading all the way to the exit here. And of course, also for the entranceway here, I had to completely change these polished andesite blocks here into nice quartz looking blocks in the entrance here. And of course, we had to go and have a sign there saying the Frozen Orion exit, and of course also having to say a sign saying the Frozen Orion entrance as well. So not too shabby. Hello Elijah, welcome to the how the Frozen Orion came to be stream. Right now I'm going to be talking about the awesome decorations around this ride. Oh yeah, I will save Elsa for last, just because Elsa is definitely like the main part of the show here, how these things came to be. So since we're close to this spot right now, we're gonna be showing off the amazing nice snow globe that's also a design that was made for Mindplex as well. I'm telling you, Mindplex is like where it's at, yo. So some of the stuff here is actually interesting, is that they actually don't have this in the Christmas lobby this year, because since the Christmas lobby was different from the Christmas lobby Mindplex had last year, so it's pretty interesting, like how that is. So what I first had I actually for this here is I did not really take any photos for this whatsoever. I just kept teleporting back and forth on for this thing here and just kept copying every little bit of detail here. So I first made the little red part on the bottom here, and then I made the glass all around it too, and then I went inside and also went inside the globe, because this also was copied from Test Track too. Yeah, Test Track has this awesome response to this area that's completely Christmas themed. So like, bro, all year there's gonna be one Christmas themed coaster in my world, and that's gonna be Test Track and the response in this area. Oh yeah, baby. So here, how about do I have a white glass with me? I think I do. I do not. But we could do this. Alright, we're gonna break inside the snow globe here for a second here. So as you can see here, there's a nice little tree design in the middle here, not too bad. And if you go look in here, there's a nice little chisel block there, and some nice snow slabs, and some spruce wood, and some nice little some nice little birch leaves everywhere. So not too shabby. So a nice little design for a snow globe here. And of course, this is actually grass blocks here, just covered in snow. So a nice little snow globe design. I'm really happy about how that turned out there for sure. There's nothing really big to talk about the snow globe here, but also actually a little fun detail here is, if you're probably wondering like how the heck is the inside of the snow globe glowing, well, and none of you guys actually wondered that, well, too bad, I'm gonna tell you anyways. If you actually break this like the spruce leaf there, as you saw that there it is. There's a hidden torch inside there that completely goes and illuminates the whole like inside of the snow globe there. So that's pretty cool how that's like a hidden like torch in there that actually like completely makes like the snow globe alive. Like I really like how I actually came up with that there. What's next closest by? Oh yeah, let's go over here to our nice big 6 sets of candles over here, and this is also something that was from the Mindplex Christmas lobby of 2018, and also I copied it from Test Track because that's where it pretty much came from. And nothing really too interesting about these. What's funny is that the original candles used to be like sandstone blocks, so I can show you which blocks they used to be. Just because at the time these smooth blocks, it used to be these blocks here. These smooth blocks I don't think existed at the time when I made it on Test Track. So I had to use sandstone blocks. So I decided just to make so I can make the candles look better. I just did smooth sandstone instead of doing these sandstone blocks here. Getting the burps, man. And also, it's pretty. I like how like these candles are designed here. Like how you have like a little like oak fence there. Then you like put like you use flint and steel and light the top of it on fire, and it makes a really nice looking candle. I really like each of the candle designs here. So nothing too special about the candles. Just one thing was like changed when I'm just instead of doing sandstone blocks here, we did some nice smooth sandstone blocks instead. So not too shabby. Alright, let's go over to, yes, there's another little landmark of the ride here, is this humongous, awesome Christmas tree here that I believe is just barely over the height of the first, airtime hill. Oh, it's actually the same height of the first airtime hill of Orion. That's funny. That's a pretty big Christmas tree, as if it's as tall as that element. Oh, yay. So, this Christmas tree here was actually a pain in the freaking buttocks to make. And I'm glad I did not live stream this, because I got stressed at some point making this dang stupid tree here. This is probably one of the hardest things to actually go and copy over from a Mindplex lobby. And here's my reasoning for that. I can actually probably go into a lobby. Let me go into Mindplex really quickly and kind of show you why this was not easy to make. So let me get into a morph really quickly so I can fly around. Alright, let's see. So I believe I based my tree off of it might have been, it probably was, I'm not sure if these trees are the same design here. I don't think they are the same design. What was the tree that I based mine off of? I think it was probably, it was probably this tree over here. This was probably the tree over here that I based mine off of. And yeah, there's a lot to do for this thing here. And what's hard about it is that it's dark. And also, like, what I had to do for making this was I had to have 2 Minecraft screens at once. Like one screen like for Mindplex, and then one screen for my realms, because I felt like just taking pictures over and over again would be pretty dang annoying for this. So I just felt like actually being in Mineplex on one screen. But I also had to keep like switching back between more and more screens just so I can move around and just keep looking at all the little details of the trees here. And yeah, it's like since it's like dark inside here, like really actually like honing down and actually like getting like all these trees, like all like where all the branches are supposed to go and all like the different like really complex looking leaf designs. It was just not fun. I'm telling you, this was just torture. And also, what sucks is also like your wither, because like the wither morphe is like the really like great way to actually fly around in Mineplex. If you go on like on top of like a block here, like so here like show you example, it will launch you. I need to actually find like open space. Yeah, so it will launch you upwards just because it doesn't like resting on a block. So that was like really annoying. Like I can't get too close to the blocks too, or else Mr. Wither Boy here is just gonna go and launch up like high in the air here and be a freaking Botox. So all in general, making this tree here and was not that fun. And I decided not to even try to copy all like the snow detail that was on this tree. I just did my own. I just did random piles of snow all around the tree there, and I just put all these like concrete blocks all around it. And also, I'm glad I didn't decide to maybe do one of these trees here, because maybe that one out of been even that probably would have been more complex. And frankly, these trees probably don't really fit with the Frozen Orion either. I mean, this tree here actually probably fits decently. It's a nice blue and cyan and light blue colors. And there's Elsa over there, by the way. Yeah, as you can see, I fully like created it there, and see like how like it has like the complete like ice thing like going on. Even has like a nice like snowflake kind of ice design, and then like now so it's just throwing her arms up with like that nice icicle shooting out all around her. It's pretty cool. I'm so glad I got to go and like copy this. Obviously, I did not copy the ice spike like up thing there, because that would have been a little bit too difficult to do. And I was too lazy to do it anyway. So, anyways, let's get out of Mineplex. Now I just wanted to show that off really quickly. Alright, let's get back to the realm then. What does that say? My Frozen Orion's almost done. Nope. There we go. The Frozen Orion. Not Orion. Orion is complete. With 3 exclamation marks. Oh yeah. It's taking its time. We'll let it go. Here we go. And we're gonna go into there. We can't just say it's almost complete. No, it's already completed. Come on, I can't believe I totally forgot to fix that. What is up with me? Oh my gosh. I'm a forgetful person, alright? You should know this already. TheLuigiStriker is not somebody who's known for great memory. Okay. So yeah, this tree here, in summary, was a piece of botox to do, but obviously the snow designs all around there was my own. Obviously I didn't have to do a big, heavy amounts of snow that the Mineplex people did. And also I put these nice concrete blocks all around there just to make it look a little bit more awesome. So, not too shabby. Yep, hashtag completed, Canix. I like your dude. Alright, so let's go over here. So what I really liked here is, like, I thought, like, a cool idea was, like, one part of the coaster would go under, like, some kind of, like, Christmas designs here. And I felt like the easy one to do would be, it'll be going under, like, when you're going through this part of the right here, you'll be going under, like, the tops of, these nice, big, chunky looking candy canes here. And, of course, you know the drill. These were also from Mineplex, too. Because, actually, I tried to design these on my own. I was trying. But mine looked pretty bad, so I decided to, like, okay, I'm gonna find a nice big chunky, nice looking candy cane in Monplex, and what did you know? I did find a nice looking one, and I copied it over. And yes, I know, people are gonna be triggered. It's gonna be triggering your OCD that this is not centered, and obviously it's off centered and stuff like that. But hey, I'm trying the best I can, and also I had to make it off center too, and I didn't feel like having to make the candy canes here because, well, it's the only closest I can get them, because if I would have made it like actually like centered, then the candy canes would be interfering with each other, and we do not want that. We don't want the candy canes to be battling out with each other. That would be freaking weird. I mean, actually, it'd be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, candy canes fighting. Now that's gonna be something to see for sure. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that candy canes did not interfere. But it's still a nice, cool part of the ride here, where you get to go under the ride here, and like you go nice and through those humongous candy canes there. I really like that a lot. So after we go to the wave turn here, we got the other so you can kind of like when you're going up the wave turn there, you can kind of see like the ice towers in the background there after you go for like this up curve here, and you can't really see them anymore since the rails are going at the side of the track there. Then once we go get it for this nice, humongous, I'm not really sure what element you like to call it. You guys can tell me what the heck this element's called, because I know some of you guys are much smarter than me with element names, because I don't know element names really well. We got the nice candles of Hanukkah over here, and yes, this was also copied over from Test Track in the response to this area, and also this was in the 2018 Mindplex lobby as well. And it's a really nice Hanukkah design here. I probably would never have thought of like making a design like this before, and it looks really nice here. Like all like the 4 sticks attaching to each of the candles there, and of course you have like the oak fence there and like the flint like the flint lighting it up at the top here. It looks really nice. I really like how it looked, and even you have like the nice little gold blocks like in the middle here too, just to even add like a nice little touch there in the middle. So nothing really else to really say about the candles on Hanukkah. And obviously, as you can tell, there are some trees I had to remove for each of these things here, and I had to get a decent amount of space here just to actually like get a nice open view of what this looks like here. So like when you're going over here, you can get a nice looking close-up view view there. So then you have like the low to the ground airtime meals. I didn't really make anything like right near this. I mean, the only thing kind of near this is you can kind of look at the back of the O over there, but that's really it. I didn't really feel like doing anything over here, but I felt like it'd just be cool, like if you could go up this airtime meal, you can either look at the awesome big Christmas tree that I have there, or you can get a great, really good view of the Elsa right there. Yeah, that's a really good view of the Elsa that you can get from the airtime hill here. And of course, when you curve down all the way here, you can get a nice view of the snow globe there, and you can kind of look at Elsa there again, or you can just look at Elsa like kind of going curving back from there. And this is also a good view where you can get a nice big view of the nice big drop of Orion as well. And you go under the bottom there, you go by your candles. See, the candles are a little hard to see on this side here, which is understandable, just because like you're going up the ride here and you can't really like look down at all that much, but you definitely can look to the side like this, and also you can look over here and look above you and like see Elsa and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. And eventually, yeah, it leads you to the brake run area here, and of course you have so what I actually wanted to do is I was thinking about like what other like cool thing I could do like at the end of the ride here, and there's a really nice present design that I had in my test track build, which actually was not from Mindplex. It was from a Hypixel. Yes. I also use Hypixel as my inspiration for some of the Christmas stuff here, and Hypixel had this really nice present design here that I copied over, and they did a nice light blue present and a blue present too, and I love like the little like how they designed like the bow kind of at the top there. Like that's a really nice design bow here, and of course the one actually decoration around this ride is actually originals. Besides the candy canes by me was the table here, and I did like the nice table designs on the bottom here. That's because I didn't want the presents to be on the floor, because if it was on the floor, then you couldn't really even see the ride. So, like, what's the point of having... I can't really even see them, like, while you're actually, like, riding the ride. So I thought, like, what's the point in that? So I made a little table here, put some presents on them, and a nice little, like, at the end of the ride. So, like I said, I'll be leaving Elsa for last, and I don't really have anything else to talk about except Elsa. So, yeah, Elsa. Ooh, Elsa was a process. Yeah, Elsa was a big process to make. So how I first started off with Elsa was Elsa was another one of those things where like of the Minecraft tree over there, I had had to have a game up for Minecraft, and I had to have a game up of Minecraft. So I had that one game of Minecraft up on Mineplex, and one game of Minecraft on my Realm. So I had to keep moving around a little, like, different areas, and, like, making sure I'm copying, like, all, like, how the legs are designed and stuff like that, making sure I'm having the right color blocks, and, like, with the nether bricks and stuff like that. And eventually, like, after, like, it took me some time to actually get all the legs done, because it was a slow process, for sure, just because I didn't want to make sure I was messing anything up, because it was a slow process, but it was worth it, because but it's good just to try not to mess up anything, and it's just to make it look as, like, good as the original as you can, you know? Eventually leads up to a waist here, and you can see it's a different colored block there. Then we go back to the nice, I think this is magenta. This is magenta terracotta here, and this is, anyway, this is purple terracotta, and this is magenta terracotta there, and this is purple glass, blue glass here, and then some light blue glass kind of like in the back there. So it's a very interesting like color combination there. I really like how the colors like look together. Like they look really nice to each other for sure. And I eventually get up to like the top part of like the Elsa statue here, and you have like the little like a face you have to make here, and then the hair was pretty difficult to do, but the hands at the side they were not too bad at all. And then actually having to make, I'll talk about the ice shooting later, but Yeah, the hair was actually pretty interesting here because you can't really like see like the full like thing because obviously in Mineplex you can't really like go inside the thing and actually see what it really looks like. So I really made it like the face here is you can kind of like we can go to like spectator mode here. Yeah, let me get I have to do game mode spectator first, don't I? So we can go inside the face here, and as you can see, it's pretty hollow, like in her it's hollow in her head and hollow in her hair. So you actually, I literally had to, I only had like these little like blocks here, like of her like a face there, and then I had to go and build around and like all the birch design here, and eventually it was able to like to cover up her face here, and you can't really like look inside of it like whatsoever here. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, really nice hair detail. Like whoever, like seriously, whoever came up with this, like they're a phenomenal designer in Minecraft. Like it's so amazing like how he actually was able like to make this. Like I would never be able to design something as good as this. Like I was even thinking about adding also to my Frozen Orion coaster, but when I saw that like the recreation that I did in Mineplex, I'm like, oh, this is definitely going in the build for sure. Needs to be definitely a big highlight of the build. And of course, the ice shooting arms off at the side here. I had to completely. And actually, funny thing is both of these are the same on each side, but the ice crystals are all in different locations around all around them. You know, it's pretty interesting. There is obviously I wasn't able to get them completely accurate. Actually, like where the ice crystals are supposed to be is I just make sure like I had it aligned like where like kind of was, and making sure it was like kind of like down the height where you kind of predicted it would be. So it was a little difficult with the ice spikes around like that thing there, but I was able to prevail though, and you're probably wondering why there's no like torches or anything like on the ice there. Well, because if I put a torch on the ice, then blah, 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 water's gonna come streaming down, and it's gonna make a humongous mess. So that's why I was not able to put. Because like as you can see here, there's no ice in this part. There's no torches on this part here because it's actually just made out of ice, like the little ice strains of like ice that she shoots out. Yeah, that's just made out of ice, not packed ice like how the beginning ones are here. That's why I was able to put torches on them to make those parts of it light up. But yeah, it's so phenomenal looking. Like the ice crystals are not really that hard to make. Like obviously the tiny ones are pretty easy to make, and even like the big ones are. I thought like the big ones caused me a little bit of trouble, but when I actually figured out the design of them, I'm like, oh, I can design this over and over again. It's not that hard whatsoever. So yeah, Elsa's phenomenal here, and I guess one of the last things I'll talk about is the other little part we're dressed in. Like the glass part here was a little bit actually difficult to actually kind of figure out because I had to do the outside design. You know, I'm here, and the outside design here took a while to do. Because like what's interesting about the Mineplex lobby is it was kind of like in a sunset kind of like setting, and it was kind of like hard like to look at the glass just because there's like a little sunset in the background, so it was a little difficult to see some of the glass design here, but yeah, I had to do all like the outside designs here, and I had to make sure like I change it to like the right color at the right time and stuff like that. And also like in the inside of the dress here, it's not just like you do like one little corner blocks like on the outside. There's actually like other like things you have to fill in the inside here, because actually I see there's like more filling of like the glass you had to do there, and like some other filling you had to do in these little areas here too. So yeah, I like the whole part of like the dress on the outside there. That was like not the most easy like process to do, but I was able to prevail, and I put some just torches around her just to make sure like I was like completely like lit up with the nice light up of the coaster all around here. So I think with that, after wow, I talked about this thing for 50 minutes. It was supposed to be around 20 to 30 minutes. I'm showing up, but I ended up. Literally, I had no script for this whatsoever, and I'm just gonna keep talking, just keep talking more about this right and how it came to be. And I guess there was a lot to talk about because this ride did take around 32 to 33 hours to make. That's what the calculated time was in the video. Yeah, I guess the last thing I could talk about that I haven't talked about yet is the logo up here. Logo wasn't that hard to do. All I did was just make sure like so I did like just like kind of like one block. This I did this on stream too. So anybody who's seen me doing this on stream, like Canic definitely saw me doing this on stream, and Jay also saw me doing this on stream as well. I don't know if DJ was there either, so I don't know about that, but I know definitely Jay and Canic were there for that. So I did there is I first had to like so there were some like designs I had to do. I had to change the design a little bit, but I came up with a nice height to do, and I did like a one block thick thing first, and then after like I did like the one block thick thing there for each of like these letters here. And the funny thing was is actually for the Z, for the Frozen part here, actually I was spelling the word wrong. Yeah, no joke. Luigi Striker was stupid, and apparently he doesn't know how to spell, and he was spelling Frozen wrong at one point. I believe I was doing an E here and a Z, and then I realized like, oh wait, that's not how you spell frozen. So I had to change the E to an O, and then also for the Z here I messed up too because actually I made it an S, and I made it an S instead of a Z, so I kind of effed up on that a little bit too. Like the frozen part was a little difficult for me. I don't know why, but apparently I just don't know how to spell frozen. Apparently, and that's a pretty easy word to spell if I do say so myself. But after I did the one block detail there, I make sure like to make it free blocks just because I really like because like I think making it more bulky and more 3D looking makes it look a lot better if I do say so myself. And actually a funny thing was I was actually playing like for like the out like so like uh, I don't know how I get out of. Oh, I'm probably in spectator. That's why. I was like, why can't I see my inventory bar here? So yeah, before I actually wanted like the main outside of this to actually be packed ice here, but instead I made it blue ice. So that was interesting. So I just kept it with it because actually I thought it looked nice of it, just like because I think blue ice kind of represents like it's more frozen, and then like having like a little ice packed ice around it makes it look nice. And also for this here, I was actually planning for this to be chiseled on quartz here, but I actually just did white powder instead, just because I thought like it fit more well with the snow kind of color there. And yeah, that's pretty much how like the Frozen came to be. It's not too bad at all. I'm really happy how this one turned out. So yep, that would be the full in-depth, pretty much talking about how this ride came to be. Woo! Yay! It was clapping in the chat. I know, wasn't that so amazing? Oh my gosh, Luigi talked about this thing for a whole freaking 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, clapping for Luigi Striker. Oh yes! Woo!